Hello guys, in today's lesson I'm gonna talk about how our mindset creates our reality, and I'm gonna use some metaphors which will give you a better explanation how it works, because it's really hard to perceive it when you've never faced with this, and it's really hard to believe that we are the one who create this reality. So you all have to realize that the world is your mirror. So when you look at everything around you, this is your reflection. The way people perceive you is the way you perceive yourself. First of all, the way people respect you is the way how you respect yourself. Money you make is the result of your perception of money and the way how money comes. Relationships which you have or you don't have, it's also the result of your perception about relationships. And as more limiting beliefs we have in our mind, as more difficult basically to live this life, and as less likely your wishes will come true. Since it's very difficult for our three-dimensional mind to perceive intangible energy processes, because we cannot touch it or feel it or see it, scientists has proved all these brain processes in a science called quantum physics. The principle they are talking about is basically saying that an object can be in a different places at the same time, but can occupy just one place in the moment when we try to fix it, which is basically explaining the phrase where focus goes, energy flows. I'll give you another more simple example about this. It's like watching a movie in the cinema. The projector, which is your mind, is going to show you the movie which you decided to go for. Whereas the movie, it's our daily thoughts. And in this case, it's up to you which movie you're gonna play in your reality. Another well-known example of these principles is the experiment with Schrodinger's cat, which can be both dead and alive at the same time. I'll attach all these examples below so you'll be able to check it properly. First of all, I would like to discuss the origin of our programs, and here we have 6 categories, 6 types of limiting beliefs which we're gonna discuss now. So where all these limiting beliefs comes from? First of all, it's our parents, of course guys, because our parents are the first people whom we meet with in this life when we just being born and while growing up. So of course, imagine we are pure creatures. We don't have any ideas about this world. We just have love in our heart. And depending on which parents we came to in these lives, they are giving us some certain behavior patterns and ideas, perception about this world. The second category of limiting beliefs is our society, social limiting beliefs. We all live in society, we cannot deny it. We go to school, we go to university, so it's gonna affect us anyways. And unfortunately, most of the time, these programs are negative and very limiting. But I'm gonna tell you that there is a way out of these programs, and that's what I'm gonna teach you here on this course. So don't worry, you all will be able to release these programs very soon. Next type of programs is our personal experience. Is when we explore this world, when something doesn't work or we fail, and if we keep failing at least 3 times, this becomes our limiting belief. The same it works with our fears. As bigger fear, as more we start to being scared of something and program ourselves for this reality where we are scared of this, no matter if it's dangerous or not dangerous. Next type of limiting beliefs is generic programs, which means that we in our blood, in our DNA, have the programs of our ancestors. It can be our parents, or it can be our grandparents, or even deeper. And sometimes, if it's very big program, it's being passed to you through your DNA. This is more serious programs, and if personal experience, society and parents programs we can release just by analyzing this generic programs being on our subconscious level, and we can't easily find it. I definitely recommend you to try hypnotherapy if you're at the beginning of your journey, or you can try to ask your higher self, your intuition, to show you and to lighten up these limiting beliefs which you have on a very deep subconscious level. But about this technique we're gonna talk a bit later. Another deep programs which we cannot find by ourselves but analyzing ourselves is our karmic programs. These programs come from our past lives. I hope you know that it's not just one life, and we have thousands of lives, and if we don't go and don't learn some lessons from our past lives, it comes to this life, and unfortunately, or maybe fortunately, we have to go through this experience so we can release it, learn it, and let it go. And this is another type of deep programs which we can find through hypnotherapy or through serious spiritual practices, which I'm gonna share with you as well. And the last type of programs, which is also quite serious, is the programs of our past incarnation. And it's not about our lessons, what we have to learn in this life, but it's about our experiences. For example, in your past life you died from car accident. In this life you gonna be scared of driving a car or being in a car just because it gave you a huge trauma and you brought this fear to this life. Now, how it affects our life? Let's say you want to make lots of money, but in your past life or in your family somebody was killed for having lots of money, which now gives you program that money is not safe, and automatically you cannot start making some certain amount of money just because you have this strong fear inside and you don't know why, right? These deep programs I call secondary benefits, where on your conscious level you realize that you want something, you really want this, you're ready for this, everything's fine, cool, but for some reason it just doesn't work. And unfortunately in this case, just working with your conscious mind won't be enough, because you can release all your mental blocks on a conscious level, but then subconscious level have another surprises for you. But don't worry guys, it's all fixable, and I'm gonna share with you how we're gonna work with our secondary benefits, because your subconscious mind is very powerful and you have the power over your subconscious mind. You have the power over your body, and you can order and say anything to your body to show you what is the true problem which doesn't let you live the life you want. It just needs some practice. So the next topic which we're gonna discuss now is how to remove these programs and how to find them first of all. So for this we're gonna use several exercises, and first of all is Wheel of Life. I'm gonna give you a separate video of Wheel of Life to teach you how to start creating your desires and estimate your life now. But now let's use this technique to define how many programs we have in general. So Wheel of Life has 8 areas of life, like money, relationships, brightness of our life, career and stuff. And here we have to think of, let's say, the areas which are not very good now, which we are not satisfied about, and think what you in general think about these areas. Let's say money. What do you think about money? What's your opinion about money? What's your opinion about relationships? How you treat girls or how you treat guys, and which experience you had, because your experience, as I told you, it's one type of the programs which can give you lots of answers. And if this experience wasn't successful, that it probably creates this limiting belief in your mind, and now you cannot change your life and keep attracting the same scenarios in your life. This is the first method how to find the programs on our conscious level. Next method how we can define which programs we have is negative thinking analysis. Every time when you have negative thoughts in your mind, write it down. every time. And here we touch upon the topic of self-reflection and journaling, because you cannot imagine how important it is. Let's say journaling every day, it's like going to psychotherapist, to psychologist, and basically giving the problem and see what is the problem. You write it down and it gives you a clear vision of what's going on. First of all, it releases your emotions, not letting it being suppressed in your body. This practice is very powerful, and I definitely recommend you to do it every day, because first of all, you can analyze your progress. You can see which limiting beliefs you had before, what you was thinking about, what was your problems. And when you see these problems from the side, from outside perspective, it's much easier for you to analyze it and to realize, oh, what is the cause of this problem? What is the origin of this problem? So, wheel of life plus self-reflection. First of all, every time you are sad, because you're not supposed to be sad, you are here to be happy, to enjoy this life. You don't have to be sad. I mean, you can be sad, but if it's like on the level of depression and you constantly, let's say, complain about something, write it down. What is this? What you are not satisfied about, and what you are thinking about this. Let's say you don't have money. Why I don't have money? Which limiting beliefs I have about money? Another type of finding our limiting beliefs and is our karma and cause and effect methods. In this case, as I told you before, we have karmic programs from our past incarnations which will keep happening in your life until you learn it, understand it, find it, and release it. So how to understand that you have karmic program and what is this program? Just analyze which situations in your life keeps happening from day to day, or let's say not day to day, but very often with the same scenario. Every time the same. This is exactly your karmic program, and it's very nice if you found it, because fixing this, it will release some blocks which will help you to start living your dream life, which we're gonna discuss in the next video. So now I'm gonna give you some examples of our limiting beliefs, which are pretty common, and lots of people are facing with these problems in their journey to conscious and happy life. Talking about money. Money limiting beliefs are based on 3 reasons. First is a fear of not having money and thinking that money is a limited source, where we don't understand that everything in this world is abundant and money are always coming when we need this. This is, I would say, the biggest limiting beliefs, which doesn't let us quit a job and not working for someone because we think that there is stability. When we're working for someone, when we have salary, we don't believe that money are always coming when we're asking for it. This is one biggest limiting belief. Another type of limiting belief which doesn't let you make money you want is when you devalue yourself. It's when you don't know your worth and how you expect people to appreciate you and pay you lots of money if you don't know your worth. And you're thinking that if you're asking for lots of money for your services, people won't pay you for this. Of course, they won't pay for this if you don't treat yourself like a person who worth it. This is the second aspect. The third aspect, and the fear which doesn't let you make money you want, is a fear of having money. And here it can be karmic, generic programs where, for example, somebody was killed for having money or for making money, or in general, probably your experience when you had money and this money was stolen from you. So now you're really scared of even having this money because you think that the world becomes very dangerous and everyone wants your money, so it's not safe for your life. So of course you're not attracting this to your life. Talking about relationships, most common problem, I cannot trust to men or women because they can cheat on me, they can betray me, and yeah, of course it's gonna hurt you. So your subconscious will keep protecting you to not feel this unpleasant experience again. And of course you won't attract the desired partner to your life because you don't trust them, and universe is protecting you from this. Or universe can give you, but some dickheads who will hurt you even more, because that's the only idea which you have about men or women. Or another good example I'm gonna give you is about fame. Let's say you want to become famous. That was my problem for a long time, and consciously I realized that I truly want to be famous. I know that I want to be the light for people, but for some reason it just doesn't work. My videos don't go viral, and I'm like, why? Tell me why. And then when I started to work on myself, I started to work with psychologists, I realized that first of all, I am scared of judgment. Fear of judgment is one of the biggest fears which most of the people have. When we have to be like this, we have to be perfect, and only in this case people will love us. A problem comes to us from our childhood when we try to prove our love to our parents, to deserve the love of parents, and we are very scared to make mistake and being judged by people. So this is another reason why you cannot become famous, and this is very common reason why people are not getting what they want. So we discussed most common limiting beliefs which don't let you live the life you want, and now it's time to learn how to work on these programs, how to release them and eliminate them, so you can start finally living your dream life. So in this lesson we're gonna discuss how we're gonna work with our programs and how to release them from our body, from our mind, from everywhere, and finally start living our dream life. And first of all, we have to realize what is the origin of this program. It can be parents, it can be society. For example, money don't grow on trees, or all men are cheaters and I can't trust them. Where it comes from? Most probably it comes from our parents or from our society. So we defined where it comes from. The next step is to write down a detailed vision of how you want it to be, how you want to treat money. For example, money is unlimited resource, or there are loyal men or women in this world and I just haven't found him or her yet. So our mind starts to create another belief, another program, which is positive program, which we are looking for. Then next step, if our program is very deep, but even if it's not, I definitely recommend you to use this technique because it's very powerful. We are creating an intention saying, I create the intention to get rid of this limiting belief because it no longer serves me for good. I ask my subconscious, my angels, archangels, to help me to eliminate this program from my energy system. May it be so. And you're saying thank you. This is definitely works. You are guided by your angels. You are saying a very powerful saying to your subconscious and it starts work. It will make the process of removing the programs much easier. And the next most important step, which lots of people unfortunately don't realize and never do, is reprogramming. We need to start to program our mind every day. This is the only way, because our brain is a muscle, and to create new belief and start believing in this, we have to train our brain to implement this new program in our life and finally manifest it in our life. So there are 3 types of reprogramming yourself, which is affirmations, visualizations, and guided meditations. And I would definitely recommend you to use all of them to get your result as soon as possible. Affirmations is when we are saying our program, which we wrote down, our detailed explanation and description of life we want, or area of life we want to manifest. For example, I am a rich person. I am making $1,000 per week or per month. I'm surrounded by respectful people. I have strong and committed relationships. We're writing this down and start pronouncing it every day. Definitely recommend you to do affirmations as well as other techniques, because you cannot imagine how powerful is your words. And when you're saying something, that's why you have to be really careful about what you are saying in general in your life. You are saying a spell. It's very serious, guys. That's why when you are saying something, not just thinking, you cannot imagine how it spreads these vibrations to the universe, which makes the process of wish fulfillment much faster. So first, what we have to do is to read our affirmations every day. The next step is visualization. Why it's so important? When you are looking, in this case, I really want you to be very creative. You can use Photoshop. Let's say you want to have some certain money on your account. Create a screenshot of your bank account and put the right number which you want to see, and start looking at this. You cannot imagine how powerful it's this. It really brings you so many emotions when you really see it. This is your bank account and you start to believe in this. It also starts to create your reality on an energy level, and eventually it brings you to your reality, physical reality. And the most powerful technique which I'm gonna share with you is our guided meditations. By these guided meditations are guided by you, because you are the one who will record yourself saying that very affirmations, and you can put some music at the background. And the secret here is that we're gonna start to listen to it at night and in the morning when we just woke up. Why? Because our brain in this case is being so relaxed, which means that, how I taught you in a previous video, our brain is on alpha and theta waves, and our logical mind doesn't try to explain everything which we hear and saying, oh, it's not gonna happen, it's not real, it can't be true. And it's much easier to reprogram ourselves. That's why we're gonna reprogram ourselves exactly before we go into sleep. You can just fall asleep, your subconscious still perceiving information and reprogramming yourself. And in the morning when we just woke up, we're still sleepy, just put your headphones and relax for a bit before you wake up. And now, guys, I'm gonna tell you again how important it is to practice reprogramming every day, because if you think that you've done it once and then you can just go and chill, it's not gonna happen. I mean, it maybe happen in a year or 5 years, because our brain is muscle, and if we don't train this every day, it will come back to the initial state with your limits and beliefs. We have to keep working it every day, regardless. You're tired, you want to sleep, you can sleep, guys, but you have to keep reprogramming yourself. That's the only way how it's gonna work. Believe me, and please be persistent, be motivated, and do it.